between the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Giants. Two teams have met in Super Bowl 35 down in Tampa. The Ravens and Giants are underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jackson, first play, going to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Back to the air, Jackson following the pick six. That ball caught, and I think the ball's out.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense. The analyst.
That's perfect.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Giants, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Jackson. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown. And Charles, it's now a 2-touchdown lead in the opening quarter. Following that pick six, they are off to a fast start in this one.
And absolutely ecstatic on the sideline after that play, aren't they? Not just because they've got the lead, but how about seeing one of their guys get a chance to take it in for 6? Already up a pair of touchdowns. They've got everything going their way early on.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Throwing after the interception. Jackson, flush to his right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick 6 on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and say, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing is Jackson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
Jackson now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Back deep is Kadarius Toney. This is brought in at the 21. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Throwing, Jones. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Boy, still in the 1st quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the 1st as they kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the 1st half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he will finally be taken down at the Giants' 18. A big gain there on 3rd and long. 48 yards. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and this is most definitely the guy you want running the football when you need the tough yards on 3rd down. And he moves the chains and then some as he shakes off that first contact. And as they said in the 70s, he just keeps right on trucking.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial touchdown! Devin Duvernay, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, since we don't have a rooting interest in this one, neither one of us wanted to see this one get out of hand too early. Here we are in the first quarter. That was an important response for them to score, already down 21.
Tucker with the extra point, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Kadarius Toney going to elect to bring this one out. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And some room to roam now. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Yeah, you only get a 1-yard buffer there from the line of scrimmage, and he got downfield a little too far, and the flag came out. Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. So that one will get him halfway to the first down marker. 7 yards makes it 3rd and 7 now.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now Jones. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Justin Madubuike working his way to the quarterback that time. I think this defense, Charles, realizing the deficit they're facing, they're going to have to step up and make more plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, and those are the type of plays that can focus a defense because, as we know, they've had their trouble so far in this one. But they just proved to themselves that they can get to it, and I expect them to continue to bring that type of pressure in order to try and turn around their fortunes.
A nice pickup there, 19 yards, and they're set up better for 3rd.
I don't think anyone thought we'd see a run facing 2nd and that long, and that element of surprise, I think, helped make that play so successful. Nice effort on that carry, and it took what seemed like 2nd and impossible, now has him within throwing range of a first down.
Touchdown, Giants! Matt Breida, his first touchdown on the year. And the Giants have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Gano the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Pulls it in at the 13. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. To throw is Jackson. Able to locate Andrews here on the out route. Finding space at the 40. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And he'll go right back to Andrews. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 43. Now Jackson. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. And Jackson throwing once more. That's into the hands of Prochet. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And the Giants will go with 6 defensive backs here on third. Here's Jackson to throw. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line. So a big return there, Charles, on what was a pretty dangerous throw to the outside.
It sure was, Brandon. That's the risk you run on a throw like this. If it's intercepted, a lot of times this is a pick six. So good hustle to get back and get him down. But, boy, that's a throw you've really got to be sure of if you're going to whip the perimeter of the field.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant first down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Looking to throw on second down. Jones. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one because they took away his arm. But he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his note. The throw for Tony is intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. So we've reached halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the Giants out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. Here's Tony to return it as he brings it out of the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Second half begins with a run from Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 10 yards, good for a giant first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Second down, here's Barkley again. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 49 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. They'll roll him out right. It's caught. Michael Pruitt down inside the 10. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Michael Pruitt, 38 yards. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point try good by Gano. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Offense set at the line for this next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Now it's Jackson. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Jackson will throw again. That's caught. It's DeMarcus Robinson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Here's Jackson. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Out to his left. And his throw here's incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
again, Jackson. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man is Duvernay. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down. Jackson. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked by Julian Love. And the Giants are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
They begin with a run by Barkley. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Running again with Barkley on second down. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's got Pruitt. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start. And pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off play action. Jones. And a quick throw here. That's complete. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
This offense so far on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 7. Now Jones just going to bat this forward on the jet sweep. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Here's Jamie Gillen now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Jackson's throw complete there to Bateman. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jackson now. He's going to go for a big play downfield. It's caught inside the 25. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now it's Jackson. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw again is Jackson. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Devin Duvernay. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. It's Barkley on the counter. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 65 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, it's Barkley, and he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. The 30, 10, 5, and he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Inside handoff, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. Now Jones. And this one's incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming third down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting to gain.
Throwing Jones. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
While he was adjusting to the NFL game, Adafe Owe had 5 sacks as a rookie, and he's only scraped the surface of what he can do.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Julian Love picks it. Then he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Barkley off tackle left. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Jones. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there and couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, a little insult to injury here late in the game. This to make it a 3-score game late. Gano's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, no field goal attempts for him until the final quarter, but no hesitation on his end. He comes right out and nails his first field goal try.
I give him a lot of credit, too, because he stood there the entire ball game, but has managed to stay with it both mentally and physically. When they called on him, he was ready, and he knocked it through the posts.
Duvernay now going to bring it out. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds they've had. And, my goodness, another interception. Picked by Julian Love. And the Giants come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed. So for the Giants, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Baltimore,